we got Arnold Allen versus Gene Silva. I will say, people are not going to like this. Gene Silva, I think, is a special talent. I've been saying it since the beginning. I think Gene Silva is going to be champion. He's going to have the featherweight title. He's going to be the champ. I am calling it. It's just a matter of when that happens. Because the only person to beat Gene Silva is Gene Silva. He lost that Diego Lopez fight because he went... I don't want to get demonetized. He went crazy man mode. We'll say that. He went crazy man mode. He went absolutely insane, and he threw that fight away. Technically, he was outclassing Diego Lopez on the feet. He just did stupid shit. The first time, in that first round, he did some spinning bullshit. Diego Lopez wrapped up a takedown, almost got him out of there. He was lucky to get out of that alive and make it to that second round. Second round comes around. He's landing absolute bombs on Diego Lopez, but Diego Lopez has a granite chin. I mean, you can't knock him out. He doesn't like that. He starts freaking out. He pisses him off. Then he goes crazy going for the finish. Diego Lopez catches him. We all know how that one went. So I will say, Gene Silva, he's only losing to himself because he's an absolute specimen. Gene Silva is the all-around package minus the sanity. He has everything else except the mental sanity. If Gene Silva had the mental sanity to stick to a smart game plan, he'd be the champion probably right now. He'd be fighting against Volk next week. But here we are in this situation. So you can't discredit Arnold Allen, though. On the other hand, I will say I'm a big Arnold Allen fan. I love Arnold Allen. I've been a fan of his. If there was any UFC fighter that I feel like I could just kick back, have a couple beers with, chill, and just vibe with as a homie, it would be Arnold Allen. I feel like we would be boys if we grew up in the same hometown, I will say. So I don't want to root against Arnold Allen here because I always want to see Arnold Allen do well. And he's had a long-ass layoff. He's been dealing with injuries. He's had a lot of BS. And we know Arnold Allen is an absolute dog. We know he's going to stand and bang. He's going to make every fight that he's in an absolute war. I'll switch over. We'll talk about some of their most recent fights as well because it's going to help to paint a better picture. And I'm going to have some visuals going on in some of the background of some of the recent fights. Now, I guess to get the pick out of the way, I'm going to pick Gene Silva. If I didn't make it clear already, I think Gene Silva is going to be the future champ. He's going to be the top dog. It's just a matter of when. But to break it down in terms of the why. Now, Arnold Allen has never been finished before. However, his chin has been a concern. Now, people can see, yeah, as you can see from his record, he's never been knocked out. But if you really break down the tape, I'm going to have the clips playing. His chin has been tested against multiple guys in multiple different fights. And I feel like people are not addressing that enough because Arnold Allen is one of these guys. He's not afraid of a war, which is, I love him for it. He's an absolute dog. But it will... I don't want to say be a detriment to him, but it could cost him down the road. Now, we looked through some of the recent fights throughout the years, some ones that really stand out to me. First, the Dan Hooker fight. I mean, that was an absolute war. I probably already have a clip playing right now of that absolute back and forth war. He gets caught in that fight, though. I know they start throwing absolute haymakers. I mean, it looked like a bar fight outside your local pub. That's how crazy it was. But he did get clipped towards the end of that fight. That was not a good look. Yes, he was able to recover well, but we saw that chin tested was not the best look. After that, the Max Holloway fight. It was so funny about that Max Holloway fight because he eats some spinning elbow or something in that fight. I'll have the clip playing, and he just eats it. Eats it on the chin like it was absolutely nothing.
Knee to the body on that side.
And I'm like, oh my God, how did Arnold Allen not get put out by that elbow? I know Max Holloway doesn't have the most amount of power, but you get hit with some elbow like that in the side of the head. I don't know how he was standing up. And then towards the very end, it's like a couple seconds left, the very last couple seconds in that fight, Max Holloway drops Arnold Allen pretty badly. The fight ended. He was able to recover, but not the best look there. And then there was one more fight too. Movsar Evloev in that fight too. Movsar drops him pretty badly. Yes, he has really good recoverability. He's able to recover pretty quickly. But you look through these recent fights, I'm like, he's getting clipped and he's getting hurt very frequently. Now you tie in the fact that he's had all these injuries. It's just, there are major concerns. He has this ring rust. He's had injuries. We've seen his chin tested and cracked pretty badly multiple times. And who do you not want to have chin issues against? Gene Silva. Gene Silva is the last man that you want to have chin issues if you are fighting. I mean, yes, Diego Lopez was able to eat his shots. Diego Lopez has a Marvin Vettori level chin, and I have never been so astonished in my life. I mean, Diego Lopez was eating absolute nuclear bombs to the dome like it was candy, and Arnold Allen just cannot do that. Every other person we've seen Gene Silva fight against, he puts them out. I mean, everyone, even guys with pretty decent chins like a Charles Jourdain who's not getting finished, put him down. It just, he goes to show Gene Silva has this insane level of power that I really think is going to be a huge problem for Arnold Allen. Will I be surprised if Gene Silva finishes Arnold Allen? Absolutely not. Because I could see, now, if this is a back-and-forth technical striking match, kind of like what we saw with Gene Silva against Kevin Vallejos, I could see Arnold Allen having a lot of success. I could see him being a problem. You know, he is a southpaw going against the orthodox with the inch reach advantage. He has a couple things going his way. Even 31 years old in his physical prime, has a bit more years of experience compared to Gene Silva. He has some things going his way, and I could see him having a lot of success if it's a technical back-and-forth striking match. I could see it being very, very close, closer than this line implies. However, if it gets into a war, if it becomes a brawl at any point in this fight, we've seen Arnold Allen, he enjoys a good brawl. If this becomes a brawl, Gene Silva is going to put him down. Maybe he doesn't knock him out. Maybe he doesn't finish him. You do not want to brawl against Gene Silva, and Arnold Allen is a brawler, and I do not see it going well for him in the spot. So the pick-wise, like I said, if it goes to a decision, I think it could be very close. However, if it's not and it's someone's getting finished, I'm very confident that Gene Silva would be the one to finish Arnold Allen. So Gene Silva's got to be a clear pick for me this week. Fairly confident because these guys are both crash outs. You put crash out against crash out. Gene Silva probably more of a crash out than Arnold Allen, but two guys are going to go to war. I think Gene Silva is most definitely going to get his hand raised.